Be courteous and kind. Be courteous and kind. Be courteous and kind, kind. Be courteous and kind. Happy 4th of July. I hope everybody has a good one. Happy 4th of July. It's going to be a hot one, but that's okay because happy 4th, 5th, and 6th, just in case I don't get to it. My hair is driving me nuts. Oh shit. My hair is driving me nuts. Hi guys, how's everybody doing this morning? Everybody killing it? Everybody getting ready for their festivities? I ain't doing anything. We're just staying home. We're just, oh, Rachel, I'm crazy. So I posted a couple videos on TikTok, but for some reason, they're not posted. I still have 0 views, so I don't know what's going on. So they're there. They're just not there. So you can't even watch them because you won't see them. Chilling and grilling. That's exactly it. Chilling, grilling, and pool. Chilling, grilling, and pool. Chilling, grilling, and music and pool. That's about it. Alrighty, how is it going? How's everybody? Anybody doing anything fun today? Anything? I can't read with my hat on. How's Chad, Sonny? How's Chad? Chad be floating. You're in between Chad's legs. I saw it. Shanita, we are just hanging out. I can't watch you get off TikTok. Okay, now that you said it, Lisa, let me go get off. Y'all, Lisa told me she can't watch me, so I should get off TikTok. So, bye. I'm leaving. Auf Wiedersehen. Live and out of the hospital. Yes, Kim, I saw there was a whole bunch of hoopla going on. I didn't see what happened because I was at the casino, but it looks like there was good news. So, yay you.
You have the air down. I had it at 72.
Your hat wasn't making. I know, but if
Can I
it's.
explain you how?
No, not right now. Anyhow, you had a great time yesterday. You can't do that. Not now. I know. Well, and it was making me feel weird too because I couldn't read. But my clip was too high, so I just put it down lower. So yeah, I'll read all the craziness on there. Yeah, I'm sure. There was a lot going on. I was just playing at the casino. So Trina, I posted that video on TikTok, but for some reason, it's not going out on the algorithm. Both of my videos on TikTok have a 0. So, like life is you. I'm on my treadmill. My husband keeps bothering me. Yes, Chrissy. He's standing out here too. The road soda video. The roadie. So, Kim, I came home with $1,300. I put about probably four-ish, 5 back in. I gave my friends money, 2 off my winnings, so not bad, $1,300. So, watch out, I'm getting, offend you questions. Does this video offend you? Questions? Oh. I love my Aviator Nation shirt. I deleted them, reposted them. Did it work? Melinda, when you deleted them and reposted them, it's like 0. Yeah, so I walked away with $1,300. I gave, you're going to the casino tomorrow? So, perfect. I want all my money back from the week, plus. So now that's going to be my Vegas money. Yeah, so first time ever. Yay me. You know what I mean? Shreveport. That was in Shreveport where True Blood was filmed, or they used that. I loved True Blood back in the day. Yeah, so I've been watching for my yeah. Shit. So yes, they brought you luck. That's right. We were winners. Winner, chicken dinners. Candace also won. She went back some of her money, so she's happy. Debbie's the only real loser in the bunch. Poor Deb. That's all right. She'll be fine. So we didn't go live last night. We were home in enough time to go live. I ended up eating too much, felt sick to my stomach because we hadn't eaten all day, and then went to the casino. So, and then some of you who have jumped over to Debbie's lives, she did a live last night. So we were just kind of listening and supporting her. If I could go back to my 30-year-old self and had a time machine, what would I tell myself? Well, I don't know. I would have to think about that, because 35 was a weird age for me. I had already all my kids. So at 35, I would tell myself to probably stand up for myself more. You know, don't sit quiet and people bully me. People bully me because I didn't speak my mind at that point. So you saw someone tell me, yeah, I know, Kim, so happy. So yes, and we give all our money to the government. Yes, all my money goes to the government. So anywho, yeah, I would just say, be the badass bitch you're gonna be at 50. That's what I would say. She's like January something. She's got some numbers. So does Ed do stuff that makes you and Dan argue? Yes. He doesn't do anything in particular, but we argue sometimes. It depends on our moods, you know? Just him, me doing something, feeding him something he doesn't like, pisses him off. And Dan will lecture me, you know, about things. Yeah, I mean, just nothing in particular. Like, it's not like we don't not agree on everything, but yeah, like, if I'm pissed off at decorations and Ed keeps fucking with them or something, Dan will be like, well, remove them. No, I'm not, it's my house. It just depends on my mood. You know, that's just what it is. It's hard. You know, if you're cranky, you know, and like today, no, but I don't know. It just depends on the day. Nothing in particular, though, no, that we don't not agree on. So, your firstborn turned 22, really? Happy birthday to your firstborn. Happy 4th to everybody coming in. So, y'all, this gaming world is crazy, right? If some of you were on Debbie's lives last night. So Debbie's a streamer, right? So it's different. Creating influencers are different than streamers. Streamers, Jay Rendon, am I complaining? I thought I was just having a conversation. I don't understand how you come on here. You're the one complaining. What the fuck is wrong with people? Hi, coach. Shit, coach is here. I gotta pretend like I'm working harder. People coming on here complaining that I'm complaining. I'm fucking talking. Fuck. Anywho, streaming is weird, right? I call it the underground cult. They're drama-filled. They are vengeful. It's like a group of mean girls, is what it is. They bully people. If the leader of that team says, no more, this person's out, they are out. And everybody turns against them. Now, what I've noticed, I would have never paid attention to streaming, but my friend January, right, was part of it. And she was part of her team and the leader, right? And they all have this problem. It's not just associated with one person, right? All these teams do this. Some of them, I mean, are fine. They understand that people can't gift anymore. It is what it is. But the behaviors last night was so disgusting from her past team. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And I was commenting to people about how disgusting it is, and they're watching me. They were talking to me through, he streams January all the time. It's the craziest shit ever. So no doubt that team knows who I am. So they probably are coming after me because I'm friends with them. Yeah, it was so bad. So I knew about this beforehand, of course. I was surprised that she come on, but happy. This woman's not doing well. She has, not only is she physically sick and possibly dying, she's also being bullied by multiple people. And to hear his team say, and to hear him talk about, I would do it again. I would call her a bitch to her face one more time. And it's like, really? Do you have no empathy? It disgusts me. And right now, what I see, some of the biggest problems with right now are with this side of TikTok. It's disgusting. Hi, Frogman. James, I hate fireworks. No. And it doesn't get dark until like 9 o'clock. So anyhow, it's disgusting, this world. Totally disgusted. They were mocking her. Yep. Kim, it's horrible. It shows up on my feed all the time. I'm just more privy to it now because of January, right? And it's so sad. And I saw you in there, Danielle, right? A lot of you were in there. Goodman was in there. You were in there, Mom Tracy, Lily, a couple others that I saw that I flipped over. So thank you for her support. And it's just fucking crazy. Yeah, I hate fireworks. Lily's like, bring on the rain. Bring on the rain. Bye, Candace. So yeah, just be careful out there. So he needs to be banned. It was disgusting. I hate bullies. Ultimately, I hate bullies. Oh, yes, you were there, Jazz. I hate bullies. And it's not healthy, Lori. It's not healthy. Because once you stop gifting, some people get pissed off and then throw you off the team. Gifting's expensive. People go into debt. People lose credit card. I mean, they file bankruptcy, right? Why do they allow some accounts to be here when they constantly bully and say wrong things? It's crazy, Red. I don't get it. Because what happens is, like I get mass reported, get taken down, and they were getting reported, and they get to be up there and bully and make fun of people. It's sick.
Mark's gonna stay here.
What?
He's gonna stay here. I got everybody on him. My mom, Carrie. So it finally called, sorry, I'll stay there.
Where is he gonna stay?
In our house. You'll have to sleep in our bed.
In my bed?
In your bed.
Oh, you mean
When we're gone.
when
yeah.
we're gone?
That way, we'll pay for the hair.
Jesus. No.
That's very good. Very good.
Yeah, they're on fixed incomes, disability. They take out credit cards. They take out credit cards and charge those up. Oh, Charlene, thank you for spending time. Whatever to sticks and stones, but words can never hurt me. People have gotten so soft. No, money. No, we ain't talking about that. We're talking about legit bullies. Yep. And she pees everywhere. She pees everywhere. So my house will have piss everywhere. Oh, yay. More work for me. They don't care. Nope. It is have it in your shoes, not easy. You are Satan in my eyes. Don't like your haters. The haters, I don't care. They're just, no, they're just a drop in my bucket. But I don't like to see others blatantly bully people, you know, and they're a group of mean girls. That's what it reminds me of. How can bullies live with this? I don't know either. And they're literally playing January's live on his live, and we're literally mocking her because it makes me sick. It makes me sick. So they know me, they know I'm associated with January, and I'm sure I'm next. Anyhow. Happy 4th. Did a poo. Haters gonna hate. Yeah. It is cyberbullying. It is cyberbullying. And maybe got recorded for content. I don't know either. You know, some of them seem like decent people. You know, some of them actually seem like decent people that are just making a living. And at that point, that's on the people gifting, right? But the people who are out there, many others who are bullies, and they'll do anything to get ahead. And that's what I think is a huge problem with TikTok. But they want to worry about little creators like me. It's because they make money. It's because they make money for TikTok, you know, so that's why I don't make the money. So anyhow, it is what it is. So that's why we didn't go live yesterday. People were asking me, Danielle, why aren't you guys live? Because she was. So anyhow, let's talk about running. Oh, Teresa, it's been one of my fun facts for a long time. I would hate to be an asshole at this point. Me too. I would hate, I mean, you know, I've worked so hard. I mean, I can be an asshole, right? But I'm not an asshole unless someone deserves to have that response. Because I'm done letting people get away with things that they think are okay to do to people, you know? Yeah, Terry, and I think that side of it, you know, with social media, needs to do better for kids. These are grown-ass adults who are acting like they're 9-year-olds on a playground. Even though it felt, yeah. Well, my friends push me into doing it because they're like, this is your job, do it. Last time they were here, we didn't do it at all. And I think they don't, you know, makes them feel weird about that. Because they're just here anyway, they're watching. So it's probably a hard live. Yeah, it's just tough. I know, Teresa, but it hurts my soul, you know? It hurts my soul that people can be so mean. You know, and then in one sentence say, I'm an advocate for mental health and pretend to be a good person when you are just complete trash. Protecting your energy. Oh, thanks, Jay Chandler. Shari, I wasn't on. He would not do good in a home for dementia. No, but Mayo, he was driving me fucking nuts last night. That guy, Ed. He was up all night long, every hour, on the hour, trying to brush his teeth, blowing his nose, brushing his teeth, and he leaves the water on. We're in California. We can't leave the water on. So it's a huge source of irritation for Dan and I. Yes, hypocrites, Samantha. Yeah. I attend church in my garage on my treadmill. What's up? Strong ass bitch. Jay Smith. Took me a long time to get that way, but I finally found my calling. Ed was just up. He must have been up at least 3 times wandering before I went to bed at like 9:30. Yeah. So, and then he was just up all night long, going to the bathroom, blowing his nose. There was nothing, yeah, the church of socks in my garage. There was nothing in his nose, dry as a menopausal vagina, because you can hear it, right? And running water, brushing his teeth. Mental health is so important to me, right? Because of my dad and him self-harming himself because of his mental health. So it infuriates me to see bullies. It infuriates me to see grown-ass men, women, bullying others. Because why? They feel powerful, meek in their group. But what's gonna happen is they don't realize when I watch these groups, they can turn on you so quickly. And then what? Now when you're on the other side, maybe you'll understand. But it just takes experience, I guess, to see it. These people don't see the big picture, you know? They don't see the big picture. They see right what's in their face. They're closed-minded and they have no empathy. That's what it is. They're greedy. Oh, hi Susan, you too. Stay cool. I hate bullies. So Cheryl, do we take turns? No. Because Dan's normally up all night anyway. So I get up in the morning. Dan's up rummaging all night long too. So he always connects with him. And the other night, Debbie ran into him at about 3 o'clock a.m. So it's somebody in this house is running into Grandpa in the middle of the night. So yeah, so you guys protect people, be nice. You know, it's okay to get out of a group that's not healthy for your soul. Why, as aged individuals, do we fall victim to the bully mentality? I don't know. But when I watch these streams, that's what I see. It's not healthy. No, he did not try to charge for rent. I know, Vegas Jen, we saw that. What it's like to have that as a stepfather. Difficult. I don't like to use the word stepfather because to me that indicates that he was some sort of father figure in my life. And he wasn't. I don't really want to get into it, but because that's not something we want to focus on, is the past. He is different, mostly, in his ways today as a 92-year-old man. So we don't want to bring up his past inadequacies. You know what I mean? So, no, I will not elaborate. Just know that my mom and him, for my mom, it was safety at the time. For him, it was comfort. I think he loved my mom. I think he thought he loved my mom. Do I think my mom loved him? I don't know. I think at that point in her life when they met, it was security for her, for a single mom who moved away from her family, running from something. And then she wanted another kid, right? She wanted another kid. So was he a great person? No, not to me. But we weren't for each other. So he was controlling, you know, not pleasant. So I retaliated against it because I was unhappy. I was sad to see my mom deal with shit. I was sad to see my mom unhappy. And not much else to tell. How did they meet? They met, so my mom worked for a doctor, a dentist. And hold on, but I was there for a second. Yeah, you do what you can do, Rebecca, right? And so my mom worked for him, and Ed was 2 doors down from him, and he said, "You should meet my friend. He's a podiatrist," and there it went. Yay. But yay, because I wouldn't have what I have today. Thanks, Annette. I try because, that's, again, for the people who haven't heard this before, that's, maybe, Shari, I don't know, maybe. For the people who, so here's the thing. That's a lot of the reason why we didn't want to talk about our relationship, right? And we didn't expect to get big. And we didn't want to talk about our relationship, right? Because we knew people would ask questions. And we wanted to avoid talking about, you know Ed in one way. And that's the way Dan wants you to remember him, And if we got into details, we just don't want it to scar anybody, or not scar, but change your mind of the man you see today, right? Because the man he is today, even with his disease, is a much better person. Hi, Norm. Chicken butt, what's up? Yeah, so there it is. So anyhow, yeah, here we go. What? Who? Huh? Your mom and Ed were married? So last year. My son George took his own life on the 6th of July, 37 years old. I just can't talk about it though. Leslie, I'm so sorry. And that's why for you and for everybody else, for myself and everybody else who's dealing with mental illness or has lost somebody because of it, I have no fucking patience for people who claim to be pro-mental health and aren't. And I have no patience for anybody using that as a stone to throw. Like for people, are you on meds? You need them. Have you been to a psychiatrist lately? Fuck you, disgusting, and you are a nasty human. So, it doesn't matter which age he was, Leslie, way too fucking young. It's such a thing for me, and I was that person who, I thought everybody who took their own lives at the time in my life, right, was selfish, right? Still think there's an element of selfishness to it, because they don't realize the effect of their family. However, I've never been in that much pain, right? I've never experienced that much pain to where I thought the world would be a better place without me. Horrible. So for you, Nancy, for you, Colleen, for everybody who has lost somebody to mental illness and deals with it ourselves, because I believe we all have it. I believe we all have touches of mental illness. I will protect anybody from the bullies out there and who use it as a joke, who use it to cast it to be mean. I don't tolerate that, because I think it shows you what a shit person you are. I did 7 years ago at the age of 83. 83? Dana Sue, 83? Wow. Yeah, Amanda, I posted 2 videos, but they still have 0 on them. So after I'm on here, I'm gonna delete them. Somebody said to delete them and then repost them and see if that helps. A loss is a loss. Okay, Susan, and now I mean this with the utmost respect. Yes, loss is sad. A loss is a loss is not, I've lost both parents, right? And I don't like a loss is a loss. Loss, yes, but I've lost a mom to cancer, watched her get eaten alive from the inside out. And I didn't witness my dad shoot himself, but I think the loss and the way you die matters, right? It's more, what's the word? Catastrophic, right? My mom died at 53. That was horrible, right? She shouldn't have died at 50 fucking 3. It's 3 years older than me, right? A loss is a loss. I look at my mom dying at 53 differently than somebody dying at 83, 92, 105, right? I think to myself, you know, to those people, God, you were so lucky to have your parents in your life, your grandparents, for that long, right? I look at it differently than my experience, and maybe that's selfish for me. Maybe that's selfish for me. But a loss is a loss, yes, but there's always a big but in it. My dad, self-inflicted gun wound to the head, lived for 2 years, completely different person, and died in his chair because the bullet eventually dislodged and gave him a stroke. What a way. You know, what a way. You know, that was a fucking fucked up. I go to end my life and here I am. Didn't remember anything of it, but I don't like that. And I think people who've had death as tragedies in their life versus losing somebody in their full-time lifespan of old age or whatever, I look at it differently, you know? And a little bit of the selfish Danielle says that, like when Dan's starting to worry about losing his parents, you know, like what am I going to do? I talk to my mom every day. June 7th. Oh, I bet, Susan. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. So, asshole Danielle comes in and is like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. And that's my selfishness, right? Because I'm thinking, live every day. You know, if my husband, if roles were reversed, right? And it was me and him, and like, I think I just would be different in that because I'm more observant of things, and I'm thinking to myself, you'll lose them, you'll be sad, but at least you had them, right? At least you had them their whole life. And I would be spending as much time with my mother as possible, knowing that eventually you're going to be sad because she won't be here. I would be spending extra time, taking her out to lunch, spending some time with her, knowing that eventually she's going to be gone, because I would give anything for that. I would give anything to be able to go back in time and to deal with it and do it, right? So I think to myself today, change it. Change it. Yeah, it's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen never at a good time, and you're gonna fucking be sad. But do something about it. Spend time. You know, we have Ed all the time. I'll take care of Ed. Go spend time with your mom, because you will fucking hate it that you won't have that ability to do it anymore. You know? But he doesn't think that way, and it frustrates me a little bit. You know, it frustrates me a little bit because I've been out with my mom for 19 years, you know, and knowing what I've lost and what I missed, you know, I would be with my mom at least once or twice a week. I would give it, oh, Sandy, I love you for that. Do you think Ed was controlling to be protective? No. He was controlling because he was controlling. There's no. No. But I really felt bad. I know. Trina, I'm telling you, if anything, our friend Emily on here, same thing happened to her. I was preaching about the same shit, and she had an estranged, is Emily here? She had an estranged relationship with her father, and she listened to me one day. She listened to me one day. This is one of my proudest moments as being me and having this platform. She listened to me and said, you know what? She's right. She went, spent the last 2 weeks with her dad, and he died with her holding his hand. I cry every time I tell that story. One of the proudest emails I ever got was her. And she said, I will always thank you and appreciate you for that. Sorry, I do it. Every time I tell this story, I cry. Because it's beautiful. I did that. My talking and saying, y'all, it's not worth it. You know, it's not worth it. She made it in time. I mean, how fucking amazing is that? And if I can change that for any of you holding out because you're pissed off at your parents for their idiot ways, stop. I'm telling you, stop. And now I have a relationship with my bio dad. Stop it, David. David said, I listened to you, and now I have a relationship with my bio dad. We talk all the time, and we spend a lot of time together. Oh, David, stop it right now. That makes me happy. And David, too. Now he has a relationship with his bio dad. He talks every day to him. You guys, emotions, it's emotionally driven. You have every right to feel what you are feeling. But don't, trust me, for me, right? For me, and the way, when my daughter was only 9, oh, yes, man, that's horrible. Trust me when I say that. The guilt that I have with my dad, if I can change anything for anybody, the guilt that you have by not doing the right thing is more painful than actually making amends for yourself. Doesn't have to be for them, but it should be for yourself. Because when they pass, the only thing you might say to yourself is, I wish I did it sooner, but you're gonna be thankful you had this time. I swear to God. And that's why I talk about my experience, because if I can help anybody, right? If I can help anybody, and I've helped 2 people so far. Hold on, let me, my thing didn't charge. Let me go get my charger. Stay there. Anyway, you guys, you know, people say, oh, you think you're an influencer, you think you've got this, you've got that. You know what, if I can influence in that way, you know what, fuck, I'm doing a good job. I'm doing a good job that people learn from my mistakes. I'm doing what I think I wish I could do for myself. Stay there. Like, you're all, anyhow, so David, thank you for sharing that. That makes me really happy. That makes me happy. That makes me happy, you know? Nobody move. Yeah. You guys, this is what I think. I just did. This is what I think. Sorry, my thing's gonna be weird because I have my plug in here. You're sick? Great. So this is my thing, is we all fuck up. How many of you are parents? How many of you look back on some of your parenting and think to yourself, and Janet, that's okay. There's exceptions to parents that are not right? And you have to cut and make those, you don't have to make those amends. If you feel okay with that and you don't feel guilt today, then you did the right thing for yourself. So, I just think that as parents, we make mistakes. We do things. There's no guidebook on the ways and the proper ways in which some of us are just doing the best we can, right? I know I cringe too. Lori, I'm so glad you got to bring her home though. That would have been important to me. Is this, yes, well, I'm just saying our parents made mistakes too. It was a different time, right? My dad technically should have never been responsible for kids. Ever. But he still, right, procreated. People tried to get him to stop. It didn't work. But there was a chemical problem. There's a chemical problem that he avoided and didn't want to deal with, right? He had the inability, he was always searching for something. Does it make him a bad person? Does it make him a bad person? At the time, I thought so. At the time, I thought, why can't he just love me, right? Why doesn't he want me? Why? I look exactly like him. Why doesn't he love me the way I want him to love me? You know? Now, fast forward, when I made amends, I realized I let it go. I said, you know what? He did the best he could, right? He did the best he could given what he had, the infliction he had. But fuck, he has some pretty amazing kids, thanks to the women in his life. He did something good, but he couldn't see the good he did, right? And I wish he could see it. I wish he could look down and say, God, I did do something. I made some great kids. I was good in the way I could be good. He loved like no other. I felt his love ruminate from his hugs. It came through him into me. Everything was better when my daddy hugged me. God, the best hugs ever. But I don't hold it against him anymore. Because I realized now, as an adult, right, that he's only capable of doing what he knows how. I'm glad you made amends. I'm glad. Oh, thanks, Stephen. But here I am, still having guilt of not stepping up and being there, and even just for myself, if not, at that point, he was a lost soul, but for myself, to know that I did the right thing. And here I am, years later, once I matured and got more wisdom, did I not see the mistakes I made? So if I can stop anybody from making the same mistakes, I'm gonna try my damnedest to do it. Because it's not worth the pain. It's not worth the guilt. You help me repair my relationship. Good, Shari. I remember something you were talking about with your sister. Oh, I miss my mom too. So, you guys fix it. Don't think of it like for them. Do it for yourself. We both miss our mom, because I know I do. And it's weird because lately I've been thinking about my mom so much, and I miss her. It's hard, it's horrible, and it pisses me off. In less than 3.5 years, my brother with Crohn's, my sis 6 weeks later, my nephew, and then my 2 brothers. Oh my God, soaring spirit. I am so sorry. That is fucking horrible. That's fucking horrible. And why, right? Do you ever ask that question? Why me? What's my journey? What's my learning journey here, right? I do that. I think to myself, how much more can you take from me? Why am I still here? Especially with turning 50 next month. The special things, you know. So my children that I go through, I think her finality so hard, you know. And I always think, because I told you that my uncle was really religious. He's no longer here anymore. And when my mom died, he gave me these books and said, you have to read these books. They did help me at the time because you grasp for things, right? You grasp for things to make sense of your world. And I told you guys about, I don't remember the author, but I know, Christy, it's horrible. I cried at Josh's wedding. I drank so much because I was so sad that she wasn't here. Ugh, it was horrible. It was horrible. So I forgot what I was saying. My mom. Yes, widow. Oh, the journey, the books. It says our life here, we're here. Everybody has their own journey. Our, they were able to, oh, wow, Italian girl. It's stupid. You're right. It is stupid. So our bodies are here. Our skin, the outside of us is like our suit. And every day we're walking the path. We're learning life lessons that it gives us, right? And then when our lessons are done, that's when we die, right? Cancer, whichever, bad car accident, self-infliction, you know, whatever. And those that are still living still have more to learn. That's what this book, the premise was. So I remember thinking, what's my thing? What's my journey here? I've lost my mom. I've lost my dad, right? What's my journey and why me? Why did I have to lose both of my parents? Why did both, you know, I always think the why me part. But apparently I'm still learning. So, do you forgive your dad? Yes. I forgave him. I forgave him. What am I going to do? I can't fix him. I realized that he had mental illness, right? I can't fix mental illness. And I learned to appreciate the things that he gave me and the time he had with me. Marble, it was the same spot. You are so lucky. Italian girl, you are so lucky. My mom either. She died of lung cancer. Yes. And Soaring Spirit, you've witnessed and experienced such trauma. Girl, I don't know. What do you do? But your journey's still going. And it's going for a reason. And I'm sorry, because that's horrible. I wish every day I could get more from my daughter-in-law. She killed herself at the age of 35. I love my son and 5 kids. I miss her every day. I know, Pam. But we have to stop this, right? We have to stop thinking that we had control or could have helped them. Oh, Liz, Leah, I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for all the wonderful diseases you left me. So this is my thought process, is we gotta stop blaming ourselves for the things we can't control, right? We can't control our parents, our sisters, barely our kids when they're grown up. We can't feel responsible for them taking their lives. You know what I mean? Like, oh, maybe if I did more, they wouldn't have done it. Maybe not at that time. Maybe not at that time, but eventually they would do it because they're not happy with themselves. My late husband knew that, but I did the best. You do the best you can. You know? You do the best you can. I like Mel Robbins. I listen to her. I think she's got great insight too. You do the best you can. I don't blame them anymore. You know, I don't blame them. I don't blame him because I know it's something he was tormented with. It wasn't my torment to bear. I didn't understand how he felt. Who am I to tell him what he should do and how he should feel? You know, Pam, no, don't think that. You couldn't. Remember, the problem lies within. It's nothing that, and we beat ourselves up after the fact because we think we could have been the changer of it. No. Maybe for a split second, but it eventually would have been back to her own place. I know, Aunt Jack, I don't remember. They were 2 good books, and I wish I knew. I wish I could tell you because it's somewhere I had lost them. So, how long ago? That was 35 years ago. My mom died at 53 with lung cancer. And today, like, they have so many things that they probably, stay positive, Kim, they probably would have been here today had we had the same advances today, right? When she was 23, a brother and a sister when she was 55, and my dad too. I know. That would just stop. Yeah, I don't know, Judy. I think we just keep trudging. You just keep living and try to do the best you can with your surroundings. I mean, what do? Like, some of you on here had these heartbreaking stories of losing kids, losing your husband at the same time, or vice versa, and then you're all alone. How do you do? How do you do it? I don't know if I could be as brave as some of y'all still doing it and trudging, but you got to do it, unless you don't want to anymore. I wish she could see them. She sees them, Pam. She sees them, Pam. And she doesn't want, and I believe that they wouldn't want us blaming ourselves for their actions, right? Which we do, because it's part of the way we make ourselves beat ourselves up for not helping or thinking we've helped enough. Don't think that way. It is not your problem or your cross to bear. It's them. It's inside them. Pam, it doesn't matter how many times you would have been over there helping her. She was still conflicted, right? And she's thankful every day because you're there. And you love on her babies because she couldn't do what you can do today. Remember that. It's so hard, Paula, and I'm so sorry. Life sucks, right? Life sucks. There is no fucking instruction manual on our lives. Is it predisposed? It's we already know, like, once we're born, what our lives are going to be like. I started thinking that and didn't see her great. And that makes me sad because my mom was a great grandma. And I'm lucky my kids got a little bit of her. Andrew doesn't remember her because he was 16 months old. I remember the last day my mom saw Andrew. Still lives in my head. He had a balloon. We were at his house. I'm 29 being a journalist is my goal. I deal with being hearing, and I wish I could live a normal life. Ash, stop that right now. You are living a normal life. You're hearing impaired. Big deal. Big deal. You can do this, and you can do it better than most fucking people. Let me tell you, you just have to go through a couple more hurdles to be able to hear what we hear or whatever the issues are. But girl, keep busting those boundaries. Keep busting through and showing others with the same infliction as you what a badass bitch you are. What a badass bitch you are. And I'm assuming you're a lot younger than me. And if I had somebody telling me that shit, I would be like, that's right. That's right. We spend too much time thinking about, it could be so much worse, right? We focus on the things like, oh, I'm so overweight, or God, I wish I looked like her. Why? Why? We got to learn to be thankful for the things we have. And then question, why am I different than her? What's the reasoning behind it? What's the reasoning? What's the reasoning behind it? What's my journey? What's my cross to bear? I have some reason that this was given to me. And it's because I'm a badass bitch. I'm going to show everybody else and be that person to break those boundaries. I believe that. I didn't see that when I was younger. Anxiety is debilitating, Shari. 100 fucking %. Why you can't fight it? Because our brains. Our brains. Our brains. Here's the thing, you guys. It's not rocket science. This is what I tell you all the time when I tell you, you guys, you gotta search, right? You gotta search in yourself. Instead of looking at your disabilities as, you know, woe is me, poor me, right? Poor me. You gotta say, you know what, fuck this shit. Poor me. I'm gonna, you know, I'm gonna fight this shit. I'm gonna prove to everybody, mostly myself, what a powerful being I can be. It's a mindset. I so believe in manifestation of your beliefs and your powers that you can have when you see it and you think it and you feel it. Your minds are the most powerful tool in your whole fucking body. Your brains are your worst enemy. They're my worst enemy. This thing up here is what gets us in trouble. Stop focusing on the negative, right? I overcame my panic attacks. I still sometimes get them, but I can talk myself out of them. I can talk myself out of them because I know, and it's the brain. And when I thought, you know what, fuck this, right? Yeah, but you can't hyper focus on an Italian girl, and that's the problem. You put too much focus on overthinking. Overthinking. Just get up and do it. Get up and do it. Get up and do it. You know, Shari, I just did it. I conquered my fears. I went face for me, right? For me, not everybody can do this. For me, it was best for me to face those things that I was most fearful of. So at the time, I love cantaloupe. At the time of my life when I had extreme anxiety, I was 19, maybe 20, or maybe 21, between 20 and 21. I was working 37.5 hours a week. I was going to school full time, taking 17, 18 units. I was totally overworked, overtired, and busting my ass, and I started with these panic attacks. And one of the psychiatrists that I'd went to, he said, it's mind over matter. Face your fears. So at that time, it was stormy weather. Well, don't ask me. And that's why I hate stormy weather today. It's PTSD, you know, from like things happening in the weather. I can't handle it anymore. Deep breaths. You know, if I have anxiety, I do the things that I know to do. Like if I'm driving, I used to get panic attacks in the car. Put on the air full blast, breathe in, breathe out, and I would talk to myself. I would talk to yourself. Bitch, stop it. Stop this shit right now. You know you ain't dying. It might feel like it. Get the fuck out of this, you know, tunnel. You're gonna do it. And eventually, I tricked my mind. Now sometimes, you know, it's hard because you can't. Sometimes you just gotta embrace it and let it run its course, right? But I took myself out of constant panic attacks, right? Nobody else was gonna tell me, right? You can't go into a psychiatrist, psychologist, counselor, whatever you go to, and they're gonna fix it for you. They're gonna try to give you tools that you can help, right? And this is where I got pissed off because I was like, well, do you have anxiety? No. Have you ever had a panic attack? No. Then what the fuck are you trying to tell me how to do it? So I clinically took some of the clinical stuff that was written in his books and I used it. So now if I'm afraid of doing something, I don't let that stop me anymore. That was my thing, was I'm meeting this shit head on, right? I'm meeting this shit head on, right? It's gonna be fucking hot, Judy. I am doing this head on. That's how I coped with it. And it's hard sometimes. Point out that my disabilities never stopped being alive. I have 2 beautiful children. I brought up alone and a university degree and a profession. I am who I wanted to be, exactly. You can't let your disability define you. Oh, EMDR is really good. Yeah, my brother does that. He loves it. Don't let your disability define you. I have anxiety, right? I talk about it. I think it's great to talk about your disabilities because more people, you become more relatable to the people who are hiding all that shit because they don't feel it's right to talk about. My Pat's just told me to love life. And you have to, right? See, if somebody told me to love life, I'd be like, what the fuck do you know? Love fucking life. Because that doesn't work for me, right? That doesn't work for me. But you gotta find something that works. I love my kids, right? I want to be here for them. Is it gonna stop me from having a good time, drinking too much, and doing all that shit? No, because I still want to enjoy my life the way I want to. Because really, people are like, well, you claim you want to live a long life, but yet you drink, you gamble, you do nicotine, you do this shit, you do this. Believe me, I'm going to use every one of them. Good. Do it, Italian girl, for you. To overthinking a lot. And it's so funny because Dan has ADHD, but he's not an overthinker. Like, that's why he always lets the dog out, right? Because he just literally is not thinking, yeah, I feel a furry thing on the back of my leg. He's just thinking, I got to go out and bug Danielle, you know? I don't think we're being a lot late because of me being hearing impaired. Stop it. Don't be angry. Why? You're wasting, Ash, your energy. You're wasting your energy on something you can't change. Take it from me. I'm 50. And in my younger years, somebody just asked, what would you do if you could turn back time? I would stop wasting energy on shit that I can't change. Stop. You're hearing impaired. You have ADHD. So, be the badass bitch that is lurking in there somewhere. I'm telling you. I wish I had that. I wish I had somebody to listen to like me. So what? Stop telling me what you have. Start telling me how you are going to define you, not by your fucking disorders. I don't want to hear that. How are you going to overcome it, and how are you going to stop fucking focusing on your disabilities? Stop it. It makes you weak, makes you vulnerable, makes you insecure. Put it to good use. Be a token for the other people who have the same afflictions as you and tell them how you did it. Yeah, I'm dyslexic too. And mental breakdown, and I come suicide. Looking back, I was so mad. I never even thought of my family. It just hurt so much to be alive. Yes. And David, thanks for sharing that. Stop defining yourself. You guys pissed me off with that definition of defining yourself by your disabilities. Fuck that shit. David, thank you for sharing. And I know that. I know that now, that when you are the throes of depression and feeling so helpless, I understand it was selfish of me to think the way I did about my dad. Because of, I thought, what a fucking coward, right? What a fucking coward. Piece of shit, can't even stand up and fucking take care of his kids, be a good role model for his kids, be a good dad. Fucking weak individual. That's what I thought. I cut him out. I said, I can't continue to deal with his bullshit. It's been emotionally draining on me my whole life, right? My whole fucking life. And then I cut him off when he tried to commit suicide. Yes, most disorders are chemical imbalances, but you can take medicine to help regulate yourself to still become the person you need to be, right? But David, then I grew up. I gained some wisdom. I listened to other people in the throes of despair like that, and I came to the conclusion of, I'm an asshole, right? I came to that conclusion, I'm a fucking asshole. I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole. My emotions got the best of me because I was hurt. I was pissed, right? For all the harm and all the crying I did for him. I was pissed. I was sad. I was angry. But as I got older, I realized that was very selfish of me to think that because I wasn't in his head. I don't know what it feels to be that low. Now, I've been low, but I've never been that low. And who am I to say he was a coward? I say my leg was shorter and deformed. My parents made me have 50 surgeries. Yeah, Sadie, you have that was probably really hard. I'm still sad about my relationship. I'm still sad that he couldn't be better, but I don't focus on that like I used to, right? I just cut him out of my life. And that's where I have the guilt, because I still should have been there for the last 2 years of his life, even if he was a different man, even if, he couldn't remember my kids' names anymore, even if, I still should have done it for myself to know that I did the right thing. I was selfish. I was a coward. I was an asshole. And I had to live with that every day for the rest of my life. So on behalf of all the people who think that way, David, I apologize. I apologize for ever thinking that way to people who are in the throes of it, because who am I to say that you should just snap out of it? I apologize to anybody because I did it to my dad, and I would never today think the same way. I was an ass for not understanding and not wanting to believe it or see it or feel it. You're allowed to love from a difference. No, it wasn't. But was it really better for me, Rev? I don't think so. I'm sad. I'm sad that I didn't do the right thing for him and for myself. I'm afraid to lose my dad, although I don't have a relation with him. Dad, he's very selfish. He doesn't care about his children. That's hard, right? My dad was also an addict. I didn't know. I knew he was an alcoholic. It wasn't the best, David. That wasn't the best I could do. But that's all I knew. You know what I mean? That's all I knew. I knew to be angry at my dad because he disappointed me my whole life, So I know what it feels like to be disappointed by a parent, wanting them to be better, wanting them to fit my mold and my expectations, because that's what it is. That's what it is. And Ash, I'm going to get to you in a second. That's what it is. We've defined, right, as we get older, we define what we want our parents to be like. We do that to them. We have done that to them, right? Without looking at their inadequacies, their mental illness, or whatever faults they had. Who are we to say how they should be as parents? Why do we start programming our brains to see that in them and then get let down because most people can't hold up to your own expectations? You know what I mean? Like, what? But I see it in my own kids. I've heard it from my own kids. I've heard it from them, and that's what I'm looking at it like, holy fucking shit. When you have that epiphany and you're like, hey, no. Because they expect. We start at an early age expecting our parents to act certain ways. And we get upset with them, right, for not being that way. Then we start building up animosity towards them and their behaviors because they don't fit our mold. They don't fit our mold. That's shitty. I try to tell the same thing, You can't expect me to be somebody different because you created that version in your head. Or your dad, right? Could we all change? Yes. But sometimes we don't see our own faults until it's too late. Y'all need to stop expecting someone to be different than what your expectation was. Right? Love the person for who they are, what they have given you, and what or how they have helped make you. Stop looking at the things he was incapable or she is incapable of doing. Addicts, Ash. Addicts, same fucking thing. You can love from afar, right? But you can't tell me you're not yearning to have your dad in his life, despite the addiction. He's selfish, right? 100%. He's selfish. Yes, Tish. You have to accept them for who they are. He's selfish, right? In his own ways. He doesn't see it from your perspective. He doesn't realize in his mind, he's doing the best he can and he has a disease. Now, you can choose to cut him off. You can choose to love from afar, call him ever so often, just touch base with him. You can choose to go see him. You can choose the path you want to do with him. Now, I share my experiences. Other people have shared theirs. You take, you think, you marinate, and figure out how you want to cope with it. I'm just telling you, sorry, Spirit, I appreciate it. I'm just telling you from experience, cutting them off, and then losing them, and then having to deal with the guilt later is not fun. It's not fun. Either way you look at it, it's not fun. So, my suggestion to you, if you were my kid, would be, if you feel like if it's dangerous for you to go to, don't go. Call them. Hey, Dad, love you. Hope you're doing well. Bye. You know, because then you won't have any guilt for yourself. Wanted me to change.